Yeah, thanks everybody for being here. Obviously proud of our guys. Great team win. All three phases, I thought, made an impact in the game. Obviously Wisconsin's an outstanding football team. Paul and I are very good friends. Robin and Stacy are very good friends. This is, I think a game that the two of us look forward to being over because of the amount of respect that we have for each other. So it's a good football team, very good football team we just beat. And, the credit goes to our guys. I thought we had a great week of preparation. I thought our offense especially came back from a really poor performance at Rutgers, came with the right mindset Monday morning and went to work on Tuesday, and I think it showed, in their performance today. So I know you guys got questions, so how about questions I can answer for you?
You guys have done well against Wisconsin's running game and Jonathan Taylor in the past and again today. What are those keys?
Well, I think we fit it right most of the game. Fit the gaps properly. I thought we tackled fairly well in the secondary. They're going to have a hat for everybody in the front seven, so your safeties and your corners have got to show up. And I think that we got a lead, and that obviously helped. And they had to go throw the ball. So I think a combination of the first thing I said and then the lead, were deciding factors.
What does the absence of Hornibrook do from what they can do offensively, and what does it do for what you can do defensively?
Well, my thoughts are with Jake. I think he's a heck of a football player. I've gotten to know the family very well. I can say that I recruited his brother. He's going to another institution. And, just a great family, and he's a great player and a great kid. So you hate to see anybody not be able to play. And, he's a vet. It's like, how we had to be early with Clayton being in and out. It's really tough. I just appreciate the media letting us know on Thursday. The more you guys do that for our opponents, two thumbs up. I mean, that was awesome. So we really didn't change a whole lot, to be quite honest with you. They still ran the formations we expected them to run and the plays that, you're going to get when you see Wisconsin. And then they had some wrinkles for us that we didn't play very well against. And then I think Hank and the guys really shorted up. But anytime you lose a veteran quarterback like that, that's a tough blow. And, we've had our fair share of tough blows injury-wise. So, from a team standpoint, the next guy's just got to pick it up and go play. And I thought their two other kids came and battled. I really do, But I thought our defense played very well today.
Scouts from 13 NFL teams here today, and obviously they're here to see a lot of players, but some of them are on the Wisconsin O-line. Back on Monday, you called them, some dudes because of how talented they are, but I'd love to get your take on what makes some of them stand out so much, especially 66 and 79.
Yeah, well, they're just, massive humans, first of all, that are really athletic, really strong. Fundamentally, they do a really good job. It's like this week, and then when you play Iowa, it's kind of the same when you watch your O-line. It's like a concert pianist, just the way their hands work on the piano is kind of like how their O-line, it just all plays together. And, they're physical guys. And I think they play great team offensive line football. You don't see a lot of communication errors. The only game I saw them make errors, and it was the first time I'd seen them make errors, was against Michigan. But Michigan will put that kind of pressure on you from their front and from what they do schematically. So, great job by our D-line today. I think most of their runs were on draws and passing situations when maybe we didn't fit some things properly. But to hold JT to 46 yards, that's a big accomplishment by our defense.
The running game, 2 straight weeks now, you've really gotten it going, and you talked a couple weeks ago when you had the struggles.
Yeah.
What's been the difference there? How'd you get that together?
Well, yeah, I think the young backs are getting better. I think Chad has stepped up and been able to really provide leadership. Again, a guy that last year, probably going into November, maybe was wondering if he was going to walk on senior day or come back for his 5th year. And now, Chad's got a vital role to what we're doing. Got word late in the week that Solo was going to be cleared, but he hadn't had a lot of reps throughout the week. So, we went with kind of the similar plan that we had from a week ago. And we knew it was going to be a physical game. And Isaiah was just a hot hand, and so that's why we went with him. But playing physical, playing behind his pads. And it looked like we were finishing some blocks pretty well, too.
Bowser has 34 carries. Can you talk about the decision to lean on him that much and how he responded to that, especially at the end of the game?
Yeah, he'll be sore tomorrow. I think the whole squad will be. That's the type of game we're playing in here for the rest of the season. Yeah, I mean, we got to run the ball down the stretch, and I thought he just ran real physical, and we had some. I think it looked like some really good blocks at the point of attack, but he had to run through some things, and he did.
Just in general, how good do you feel about where your team's at after this game, especially coming off 2 tight wins and now a tough one coming up?
Well, I'll worry about that on tomorrow if that's okay. I think our team is starting to improve. I think we're growing up. There was some growing pains there early. It was painfully obvious to watch, but I think these guys have had faith. They've just stayed the course. They've had belief, and they're getting a reward for that effort, and they can't stop now. There's a return typically on investment, and these guys have been really working hard. Our group has really been working hard in practice, and my expectation is leadership will continue to keep the pedal down, and I hope they have some good, clean American fun tonight, and we'll get up tomorrow and worry about what's ahead of us.
Follow off that a little bit. How difficult is it as a coach to get guys to improve within the middle of the season as a team when you start 1-3 or 2-3 or whatever it is, and a lot of people outside the building have kind of already written you off and so forth? Yeah,
well, again, control the controllables. I've been doing this a long time. I'm not going to hurt anybody's feelings. I really don't care what they say about me. I don't care. My job is to develop the team, and when we win football games, obviously it's going to be positive, and when we don't, I get it and I understand it and I respect it. And last year I had a pretty good idea why we started slow. This year we just did not have the consistency that we needed, and the depth was too young to make an impact right away. And now the depth is starting to improve. The depth is starting to create competition. So if a guy makes a mistake, now he's able to come out, and we're able to use the best motivator in the world, and that's the bench. And when you have that as a coach, it's not that you're trying to put fear in guys. It's the other way around. It's that you've got to earn the privilege and the right to be on the field. And when you don't perform to your best of your ability, is it schematic? Is it what we're teaching you fundamentally? Or are you not executing what we're asking you to do? And when it's on the third end, then you need to see my friend called the bench. And when you have that type of ability, I think guys learn a little bit quicker. And, I'm really proud of some of our older guys. J.B. Butler to me stands out. He's a guy that maybe had a tough play, but he's been in a little bit of a funk, and I think he's coming out of it. I thought Clayton, again, maybe would go back and look at his game a week ago and want a lot back, but he came back and responded today. So there's plenty of guys to list on that, but the most important thing is they're getting better, and that's the hallmark of a good football team.
Montre obviously came in this season as a guy on the NFL radar. How is, I guess, your assessment of him to this point, and maybe how has he enhanced that stock if possible?
Yeah, I think those 13 scouts were here to watch him today too. No doubt about that. His Twitter handle is what, on an island or something like that? Yeah, that's his attitude. He understands he's going to be on an island. He understands, some of the circumstances he's going to be in. He's typically going to be in a very difficult matchup. He doesn't go anywhere typically besides their what we see as far as the highest targeted receivers, things like that. So he's been doing that for a handful of years. He's just playing outstanding football right now. He's really playing at a high level.
You had an odd situation with the kicking game today. What happened?
Yeah, Drew, had a lower body issue that popped up about 25 minutes before the game. So that's always fun. Kubander's pads were over at the Walter Athletic Center. They weren't even here. So our equipment staff had to run over to Walter and pick his stuff up. And then I looked out, and Jake Collins was kicking off, and Kubander was kicking extra points. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
Joe Gaz wasn't.
No, hell no.
And the offense, do you feel like there's still more? Clayton, obviously one of the picks was just
he's trying to make a play. Yeah.
But the one that Connolly made a play on, but really the one with about 9 minutes to go.
Yeah, that's our fault as coaches. Yeah, we got the memo to everybody but one guy. So all week going into that formation, the concept we had called, we were checking to a throw. And, was we're adjusting different things. He went to the check that we had talked about going to all week, and that's why I don't know if you saw when he came over. So that's on us. We got to make sure our communication on what we want to do and how we want to do things. So it's one of those where I probably should have taken a timeout to help him.
So that's supposed to be a running play, or the receiver did something?
No, it's supposed to be a running play. Okay. Yeah, but he checked into something and he did exactly what the game plan asked him to do. So I would prefer that we don't do that in the future.
Fitz, you talked about Bowser and going with the hot hand.
Yeah.
Got all the carries, but is he emerging as a guy that's going to get more carries moving forward? Is it just going to be week to week, whoever's hot?
We'll see how the weeks progress, Louis. I'm never going to say never. I didn't think Kubander was going to kick today. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't crystal ball and probably look ahead. I mean, he's earning that, and as he continues to earn that, his role will be appropriate, and based on, the yardage and the outcome, without a doubt, he played very well, and he played very well last week. So we'll see how things progress. But he's playing really well. And he had his whole high school coaching staff here today, and I just saw his grade school coach. Pretty good deal for a young pup.
Do you like the idea of having this little non-conference game next week?
Well, I think from a standpoint of the way scheduling is right now, it's really difficult to schedule games. And where this game fell, we obviously played in South Bend a few years back, but it only fell for them in this window and for us in this window. And, I think from a standpoint of our football team right now, I think we're an improving squad. I think we're getting better. I think we're a team that's embracing what it takes to do that. And our focus has really obviously been on us. Now this week we'll step out of conference play and, the focus will be on the other team. I'm already writing the story, you know what I mean? And so that's fine. We'll just get ready to play and see if we can go play a good football game.
How much better can your defense get, and how do you feel about it right now?
Yeah, I think we can get a lot better. I think we missed way too many tackles today. We had some chances for some 0 or negative yard gains that we missed tackles. The good news is we're being aggressive in attacking. The bad news is it looked like we were dropping our head. Again, they got really good backs, so I don't want to minimize their players. But we kept it inside and in front, which we hadn't done earlier in the year. We're doing a better job of that. We're getting pretty good pass rush with our front four, and we're playing a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys filling different roles. That kind of goes back to what I said earlier to Matt. I mean, we're getting more production out of our younger players that haven't played a lot, and because of that now we're able to put them into some roles. Travis Willock getting out there a little bit, Cam Ruiz getting out there a little bit more. It was great to have Nate back. Ernest Brown now starting to come into his own a little bit. Those are Gallagher's been there all year as a sophomore. Trey Williams, again, a young first-time starter. It's good to see. And J.R. Pace, everybody takes for granted, but he's only a sophomore. So, we got a lot of young guys on that side of the ball, and I just think they're just working real hard to get better. And that's all I can ask of them.
Recovered 3 fumbles today. How important were those in terms of changing the momentum, and also how significant is it that when the ball's rolling around, it seems like every time that your guys are the ones getting to the ball?
Well, the turnovers caused are key. I mean, I was looking at the games Thursday and yesterday. Obviously, I don't know what happened the rest of the world today in football, but it's one of the things I talked to the staff about on Friday after the Thursday games. It was just evident this was going to be a turnover weekend. Sometimes there's like different spikes. And there were a bunch of turnovers in Thursday night's game. There were a ton of turnovers in last night's games, and it just seems like those things kind of happen in bunches. And we talk about going after the football, and that play that Patty Fisher made was awesome. I mean, that was textbook play, and then throwing it up, that was interesting. I don't know if that's what we were looking to do, but hey, so be it. But big play.
Tell he wasn't actually trying to lateral that. What happened on that play?
I just saw the ball come up. I don't know. Some of the guys said, "Patty, what are you doing throwing the ball?" I don't know. I got to watch the tape tonight.
He'll be up here shortly.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Pete, just shout it out.
Go, Pete. What do you got, buddy?
Okay.
I'm ready.
That broken field run by Clayton Thorson seemed to confirm that he's at full health now.
Yeah.
I would think, right?
Yeah, 2 of those plays, 2 big scrambles, when they're playing man free and overload pressure into one, obviously explosive run, and then the 1 touchdown run. Similar type situation where, that's, a year ago when we got to 3rd and 7+, the Badgers had a party in our backfield up there in Madison. I mean, we were unable to protect. It's also with Rashawn. I mean, we're looking at the tape and, JT's playing right tackle, Rashawn's playing tackle. We were a very different team this time last year when we played each other. And to see the way I thought our O-line protected for the most part today, especially in those 3rd down situations, was very encouraging.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks. Have a great night. Go Cats.